Oh, hi. Oh, shit. I forgot my my Christmassy headgear things. Just so you know. Hi, everybody. It is December 19th, 2018 episode. I don't really fucking know. This is Wrestleview Weekly. Hi, everybody in the chat room listening to me right now, live or not, whatever. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, Quentin. Hey, CJ. Those two black guys in the chat room. I've got to hide the silverware real quick. Welcome to Wrestleview Weekly. I am veteran Wrestleview.com columnist Doug Lackey, and also co-host of Wrestleview Live, alongside Adam Martin, editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views, like we did last Sunday for WWE's TLC pay-per-view, which I did okay on the predictions, match-wise. The other thing, not so much, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Once again, this is the final Wrestleview Weekly before Christmas. And so I want to wish all of y'all a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Chanukah, whatever the hell it is that you celebrate that is considered festive and everything else. So, yeah, there you go. So, happy to all of you. I hope whatever your equivalent of a Santa Claus is, I hope he brought you all kinds of stuff, because you're a very nice person, because you're tuning in to me right now. So there you go. On the docket today, going over the shaken up episodes of the Red Show and the Blue Show of Raw and SmackDown. How shaken up were they? Shaken up enough so that they were actually decent? Maybe? I don't know. We'll go ahead and go over that. Also, some stuff in the news. Little things here and there, but not a whole lot after that. Hi, Dave. Hi, Nathan. Never making Lackey work the day after Christmas. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, he's not really making me work. I could very well cancel next week's show, but not me, man. I am a workaholic, okay? Now, if the show were on Christmas, not so much. We wouldn't be able to do that. So, but going over the red and the blue shows, going over little bits and pieces of news, major updates to the WWE milk carton and the injury list. However, there's still new people that have been added to the milk carton, including who I believe is probably the Hall of Famer of the milk carton and is a well-known criminal on the milk carton. He is back for, I believe, the fourth time this year since we've started the show. So, yeah, gonna bring him back in. Hey, Andrew. Welcome to the chat. I'm taking off this overshirt because, quite frankly, I do this show with the door closed in the room, and circulation is not very good, and so you can get a little warm. And also, I am drinking Baileys and coffee, so I'm going to be a little warm here. Also, since I'm kind of a predictions guy and you all are entertained by when I fail in my predictions, we're going to be making more predictions today. So it was announced on the red and blue shows that we've got a new crop of performers coming in from NXT. We got not just Lars Sullivan, who has been touted on the TVs for the past month now, basically, but we're also getting Lacey Evans, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, and EC3. So 5 new acts coming to the main roster. Lars Sullivan, again, he's been announced for the past month. I've been talking about potentially Lacey Evans and Heavy Machinery coming to the main roster for almost the past 2 or 3 months now. And here they coming in. Nikki Cross was a no-brainer. She appeared at the Manchester show on SmackDown. That was a no-brainer. EC3 was a little bit of a shock to me. I thought that was a little too early. But, hey, they're bringing him in. So we'll see what happens. And so what we're going to do, we're going to look at these 5 and predict where are they going. Where are they going? And all of them are locks. So yeah, they're all locks. So I've got to really, really think these through. Okay. And what do I mean by locks? Well, if you are new to this show, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are not new to this show, you know how devastating locked predictions are to me. Because if I get a locked prediction wrong, I do this. I take a shot of tequila. And so we will be looking later tonight to predict these 5 NXT acts. And for each one, this is a double shot glass, by the way. For each one, we are risking a shot of tequila. Shifty says Lacey's going to have a hard time unless they tinker with the gimmick. We'll talk about that when we get over to it. Talk about it when we get to the segment. But speaking of my lock picks. So, where's my sheet? Where's all my picks at that I made? Where are they? Did I throw them away? I probably did. Because I was just so disgusted with myself. So, TLC made 6 locks for TLC last Sunday. We went a combined 7-5, which is that's not bad. That's not bad. What is very fortunate for me, though, is that of those 5 losses, only 2 of them were locks. I believe I predicted. Oh, let me see. What were the locks that I missed? I believe I missed. Just trying to go off the top of my head. I'm really sorry, guys. So, no. I lost something. Oh, yeah. I lost Charlotte. I thought Charlotte was going to get it. And there was one more. I don't know. Oh, and Ruby Riott. Yeah. I thought Riott was going to win. I did that just for the sake of the hell of it. If she got the win, it would be that much sweeter, and I wouldn't have to take a shot for it. But also Charlotte, with Wanda Wowsy being interviewed during the show saying that Payback was a bitch, maybe just go, well, shit. There's a confirmed shot right there. So, 2 shots for that. Also, you'll notice that throughout my show, the more that I drink, the lesser amount of logic I use and the more reckless I am. Because I made a double lock wagering that the Randy Orton Rey Mysterio match, wagering that the Rey Mysterio Randy Orton chairs match would last longer than the Natalya Ruby Riott tables match. The Ruby Riott Natalya tables match lasted about 1 minute and 5 seconds longer than the Randy Orton Rey Mysterio chairs match. And so that's another 2 shots that I have to take. So, today, 4 shots of tequila that we have to take for my madness, and we are chasing it with Bailey's and coffee. This is going to be a fun show, guys. This is going to be a fun show. So, but hey, it's all for entertainment. It's all for fun. It's all for you, the Wrestleview audience, because you're the ones that I care about. You know, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening right now taped, I highly encourage you to come over to the Wrestleview YouTube channel and subscribe. Just let us know that you like what we're putting out there. Not just myself, but also Mike and Victoria Tedesco with their post-Raw shows that they do every Monday night. Also with our with our Wrestleview live shows that we do, where it may not just be myself and Adam, but might get Mike Tedesco and Paul Nemmer, or even his brother Roy if he's not too busy watching soccer. So, yeah. Please subscribe to this channel. We'd really appreciate it. Just lets us know that we're doing a good job. You know, we gotta have more than just all of you awesome people in the chat room. We gotta have clicks also. So, okay, so here's how it's gonna go. 4 shots of tequila to take for this show. I'm gonna start off with 2 right now, and then I will take the other 2 later on. I'm not sure if I've got 2 shots left in this bottle, but we'll find out. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, no, I don't. No, there's not enough. Oh, no. There's not enough. There's just not enough tequila from that one bottle to put in that shot glass. That's okay, because we always bring a spare. Fresh. Fresh tequila this time. Because Lord knows how long that's been sitting there. Okay. All right, got it poured. Cleanse the throat. Man, I always try putting these off. I always try procrastinating here. I really, really hate doing these. But this just goes to show that I've got to learn my freaking lesson. Use my noggin a little bit. As Shifty said in the chat, I should have picked Asuka. Everyone was picking Asuka. Why the hell did you pick Ruby Wyatt, Doug? Well, I don't know. I thought it would be fun. And just the idea of Natalya going through her father's crotch to keep me from drinking a shot of tequila sounds fantastic to me. All right. All right, enough of this. Okay. All right. So here it comes. There we go. All right. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. It's hard to even take the chaser. Oh. We're okay. We can survive this. We can survive this. We've got more Baileys and coffee in here. Ooh, sounded good. And actually, the coffee is chocolate flavored. It makes it really yummy. Oh, man. Ronda Rousey? No, it's Wanda Rousey. Get it right, Q. Get it right, Q. It's Wanda Rousey. All right, on to the show. You know, I'll just bring up the recaps thing window here just so we can have an idea of what I'm about to talk about here. About 2 weeks ago, I gave a little autopsy report on both Raw and SmackDown, talking about what both Raw and SmackDown needed to work on to make their shows a little better. And it's not just specifically pushing one talent or, that it wasn't anything specific like that. It was about, getting resolution from storylines, getting better on the mic, also trying to get rid of a lot of fluff, getting rid of filler matches that were apparently the filler matches were really had a lot to do with the Mixed Match Challenge. So here we are, 2 weeks removed. Mixed Match Challenge is over. Thankfully. TLC is over. We have got a 6-week build to go into Royal Rumble next year. So patience, like I said, was the solution to everything between Raw and SmackDown that were having problems. The solution was patience. Patience in letting things resolve, let the pay-per-views finish everything off, and then we sit down and get stuff going because we're getting into WrestleMania seasons, and Royal Rumble is always awesome. Okay? It really doesn't matter what programs they're building going into the Royal Rumble. We just want the match itself, The Royal Rumble with Wanda Rousey. So with this Raw and SmackDown coming up that we're going to be talking about here, basically did all of that. We got resolution. We've gotten clarity on a lot of things. But one thing, though, that's really, really difficult with this Raw and SmackDown is you cannot let your cynicism overtake you. whenever you're watching pro wrestling. You cannot let your cynicism overtake you, especially when you're watching WWE programming, okay? So when Monday Night Raw started off with the entire McMahon clan coming up to the ring, starting with Vince, then he introduced his daughter Stephanie, Stephanie introduced Triple H, and Triple H introduced Shane. You know, you're thinking, okay, well, this is interesting. You rarely get all four of them up there. But then, you know, they start, the four of them kind of have an open air movement here. It's like they had an intervention of some kind, or it was like they were actually apologizing to us. I'll kind of just go on over through all of this. The commissioner of SmackDown Live made his way. Big reception. Stephanie says that they're out there tonight because they haven't been doing a very good job lately. They haven't been listening to their audiences. They've let middle managers suffocate their roster and not entertain the fans, but that's over. Triple H says the days of absentee management is over. The four of them will be taking back Monday Night Raw. Shane says that goes for SmackDown Live as well. They're all personally responsible to ensure everyone has the best possible experience. Stephanie says that they'll empower the superstars and the fans. Triple H says that they'll give the fans what they want. They're giving them something new and fresh. In the coming weeks and months, they'll be seeing new faces, new superstars, and new matchups. And as of now, the crowd is the authority. And Mr. McMahon says as long as they give them less of what they don't want and more of what they do, the WWE will always be then, now, and forever. Now, you try to give yourself a healthy amount of criticism. Of cynicism. It is good to have a healthy amount of it. Did they basically have a come to Jesus moment where they admitted that they weren't doing their job? Or was everything that they had been doing for the past 2 months leading up to this moment? Think about that. Kurt Angle goes on vacation, and Karen Borbin becomes the general manager, screws over all the people that ended up turning on him, not just TLC pay-per-view, but also Monday night on Raw. Also, bear in mind stuff going on with Lucha House Party and the Revival for the 3 weeks past. Take your pick. All of the complaining that we've been doing about Raw and SmackDown for the past 2 months, is it really because they were putting on an awful show? Or is it because they were doing it to lead up to this point? I am one of those that believes it was all done on purpose. That it was to lead up to this moment here. To where the McMahons and Triple H get on TV, assert themselves, dig their feet into the sand. But also, it's WrestleMania times. It is now the time for Royal Rumble, for Fastlane, for WrestleMania. And, this is the build-up storylines that we are not really thinking of right now. If you're kind of catching me here. This is the first time that we have seen Triple H on television since Crown Jewel. This is the first time we have seen Stephanie McMahon on TV and any kind of emasculating persona, since Evolution. This was a coming to Jesus moment, and they did this very well. But I also believe, once again, that this was all done on purpose. The 2 months of horrible programming led to this. This was not some, 3 weeks ago they're going, oh shit, the ratings are down. We've got to get everyone on TV. This is stupid. We've got to take control of a show that we write every week, sometimes weeks in advance. And we got to do it publicly. See how stupid that sounds? Yes, Andrew, we were swerved. We were worked. Workers always working. Even those that are begging to be worked and are just looking for workers that work. That's what happened. Okay. Whether that means it's entertaining or not, yes, it's entertaining. Because you are empowered, aren't you? You're sitting there and you're agreeing with them. Yeah, you've done a shitty job. Awesome. We're going to be getting new stuff. Oh, wow, look at this. They're bringing in 6 new performers, 5 new acts from NXT instead of just the one. Holy crap, man. They aren't lying. They are listening to us. Nah. No, not at all. Nah. So sorry. No. By God, they will never listen to fans. No. Oh, dear Lord, if they listen to us. People don't even know what they want for lunch. What the hell makes you think they're going to tell you what they want for their wrestling show? And it actually be logical. Dear Lord. What I loved was I was on the Twitter after this Monday night show, and some jokers on there were posting on their attention McMahon family, if you really want to bring viewers back, you sign up these talents. And they had images of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and some really photoshopped female to all hell. It's just really funny as hell. Ashley, but is WWE creative going to destroy the NXT talents like so many of the call-ups? That we'll talk about in the segment coming up involving the call-ups themselves. That's what we're going to be talking about. And there's Triple H going, as of now, point to the camera, you are the authority. Karen Corbin's music hits. He comes out to the stage. Corbin says that no one is more excited for a fresh start than he is. Massive boos everywhere for Corbin. Just because last week he was identified as the reason by Seth Rollins, who was the personification of an angry audience, that it was his fault that Raw was so horrible. Not just for the actual storyline show itself, but for also the things like, he helped, Drake Maverick peeing on a robe and Lucha House Rules matches and stuff like that. Maria Maniac from CZW Ashley says she may be really muscular, but the waistline scares me. So yeah, sorry about that. Here's Tedesco on the Twitter. Well, that leaves more questions than answers. Is every Monday going to be Cyber Monday? How are the fans going to be in charge? I don't know about that. If we're truly in charge, scripted promos are out the window and the heel authority storyline is over. I fixed Raw. No. I'll fill you in on that stuff. I do like they've acknowledged that Raw hasn't been good. This did feel like a real coming to Jesus moment for them, though it was planned. 2 months in the books. Karen Corbin is in the ring and he's just getting rained, booed on, if not egged upon, by the McMahon clan and Corbin himself, trying to convince the crowd to boo him. And they did. Couldn't get words in. He basically said that, you should give me another chance to be GM because what happened was totally unfair. And Vince says, well, okay, if you can win this match, then yes, you will become the permanent general manager of Raw. Now comes Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle's prepping. He's in the ring, and they start heading up the ramp, and Steph goes, oh, by the way, there's a special guest referee. Out comes Heath Slater. And the two start having a match, and after a commercial break or whatnot, Corbin looks to have the upper hand. Triple H comes out and goes, oh, shoot, wait a minute, I forgot to tell you, it's a handicap match. Out comes Cruz and Gable and Rude. Slater starts putting the boots to Corbin. Slater starts adjusting the turnbuckle while everyone is beating on Corbin. And Shane comes out. Oh, shoot, I forgot to tell you. This is a no disqualification match. Basically, Corbin loses. So there you go. I kind of like Kurt having the stubble. I don't think he looks that bad. Let's see. Let's just scroll on to the end. Yeah, let's watch them have some fun as Kurt Angle does a wee Karen Corbin ankle slam. Well, that should be a decisive end to the Karen Bourbon character as a heel authority. They emphatically put an end to him, and I, for one, cannot say I'm going to miss this poor era of Raw. I've seen worse eras, but this was just the final straw. It felt like they roped you in. They roped you in. It's supposed to be bad. It was supposed to be bad. By all means. By all means, it's supposed to be bad. Let's see. What have we got coming up here on the Finn Balor versus Dolph Ziggler in a wrestling match of sorts. Balor just does a flippy flip over there. Drew McIntyre would make his way out to the ring to interfere in beating up people. Sure. Because Ziggler interfered in his match, so he wanted to do the same thing. But then McIntyre does end up interfering, and winner by DQ is Finn Balor. McIntyre's just had enough of this crap, and he's just going to beat everyone up, give Ziggler a Claymore kick, and there you go. And also do the same to Balor. Tedesco didn't care much for the match. That DQ should have been called earlier, so that it takes credibility away from the referees, who are devoid of credibility as it is. McIntyre looked good, but this was an overall disappointment. Since when do I care about the referees? I don't care about the referees. Only referee I right now care about is Heath Slater, because he's got to have a job because he has kids. Bane Ambrose comes to the ring to celebrate his Intercontinental strap. He starts saying he's still going to bitch about Seth Rollins. He's still going to burn everything around Seth Rollins down. He's going to destroy him. But in the meantime, he wants to have an open challenge match for the Intercontinental title for anyone other than Rollins. And out comes Tyler Breeze after answering an open challenge from Ricochet on NXT for the North American title. Tyler Breeze answers an Intercontinental title open challenge on Raw. Good for him. Good for him. My microphone just won't stay put and stay at an angle where I want it. You're going to have to excuse me. There we go. Yeah, Ambrose would get the win. And you know, Tyler Breeze, we can go and say all we want. Don't be saying that he's wasted talent. He's not wasted talent, okay? Not wasted talent at all, especially in spots like this. He is way better at his job than Ty Dillinger ever was at his, okay? So, no knock on Tyler Breeze at all. Oh, yeah, by the way, Ambrose came out with all of these people, Mummenschanz-looking people dressed in all black and gas masks surrounding the ring. But one of them was dressed up as Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins got to beat him up. So here are those fresh faces from NXT coming over to the WWE. We'll talk about those in a little bit. Bobby Lashley is in the ring, and he's talking smack about Elias. Leo Rush is doing the talking. He's got a guitar in his hand, and he's doing his posing and bending over for the crowd. But then Elias comes in, and he smacks him with a guitar like so. That segment was just weird, Tedesco says. Aside from the opening segment, this is feeling just like another Raw. When does the crowd get put in control? What's going on? Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Lucha House Party is backstage because they're going to be in a Fatal 4-Way match. This Fatal 4-Way tag team match is going to be for the number one contendership to the Raw tag team titles because apparently Shane McMahon believes that mandatory rematches are passé. So AOP is going to be part of this Fatal 4-Way as well. Yeah, guys. It's the same old stuff, except it's now a babyface authority. How you like them apples? Try stomaching that for a little bit. Don't worry, you'll forget it. You'll forget it in about 2 months when everything switches over. Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. Sami Zayn is going to be returning soon. We had him slated for a return around WrestleMania times after undergoing surgery on both rotator cuffs. So he's going to be coming back soon. Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Match, Lucha House Party, Revival, B-Team, and AOP Your winners are the Revival in this one, which I think is one of those things that the crowd, I guess the audience was bitching about, you know? So it's going to be the Revival versus Gable and Rude for the Raw Tag titles. No problem with that. And this is the best way that you get them in by putting them in a clusterfuck match. It's not shocking to me at all, and I mean it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's just this is one of the reasons why they kept incorporating you, the fans, are in control. We are not. You are the authority, and you've said all the time that these guys should do something. Well, now we're letting them do something. That's what it feels like. They made a point for Seth Rollins to say the Revival is a great tag team and Lucha House rules suck. Well, this week, those inane rules were out the window. Revival are number one contenders for the tag title, said Tedesco. Something tells me he sounds like he's happy about that. Charlie Caruso was backstage having an interview with Seth Rollins about Dean Ambrose, and Karen Borbin walks up and starts yapping, and Rollins punches him in the face. Whatever. Wanda Rousey is coming out to the ring. They show footage of her beating up Nia Jax and also costing Lynch and Charlotte the Universal title. They show all kinds of things. And she comes out there and says that a real champion shows up to defend her title in any condition possible, blah, 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 blah. And she issues out an open challenge. We cut to all of the women backstage at the gorilla position, bitching for their music to be played. Stephanie goes up and just goes, no, shut up. Come out here with me. So for the final hour and quarter of this show, we are having an 8-woman gauntlet match to determine who's going to face Ronda Rousey for her title. The stupidest gimmick match of them all is the gauntlet match. It is dumb. Makes no sense whatsoever. They should have had this be like an 8-woman elimination match. Just have all 8 just wailing on each other. 8 minutes wailing on each other, and then just, pinfall or submission, no DQs, no nothing, go bonkers, but the only way you get eliminated is by pin or submission. Why not do that? Have them go nuts. Oh boy. But yep, they have this little gauntlet match, and Natalya ends up winning, and Wanda Rousey gets in the ring to shake her hand, and the honors and the respects. I was waiting for someone to just flatten someone else, but no, it didn't happen. So fuck me. The respects. That's what we got. I have no idea what the polls were for this show, but I'm imagining a lot of gullible wrestling fans out there are going to say that about 80% of them thought that this show was really good. No? 62% said thumbs down. Tedesco even said overall the show opened up with some questions and closes with questions. At times just felt like another Raw. I'm interested to see what changes they implement. They just did. Babyface authority figures. Babyface authority figures. That's what they've implemented. Fans aren't going to have a say in anything. You already got your say through Seth Rollins, the vessel, okay? Nah, nothing else. Sorry. Nah. Now, it would be cool if they incorporated the audience into it, say via Facebook. They've done this before with texting, what kind of match people are having. But at the same time, that can all be rigged. All of this shit can be rigged, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're going to have a say in this or not. They're going to paint this into however the hell they can do it. They did this for babyface authority figures, so why did they get rid of Paige? We're talking about Raw, Ashley. We're talking about Raw. Okay? SmackDown was fine. There was nothing wrong with SmackDown, but they have to do something with SmackDown if they're doing everything with Raw, right? It's got to go hand in hand. What's going to happen to Paige on SmackDown? Well, let's talk about what happened on SmackDown. Oh, look at that. There's Vince on SmackDown. To start off the show, Shane would have a little pep talk with the entire SmackDown roster and invite Paige up with him, thanking her for her services as general manager. She is not being relieved of her position, but she's not going anywhere. She will serve a purpose on the show. We're just not sure what. And that would be the only time you saw Shane McMahon, because that was a thing that was pre-taped. Vince McMahon was the only McMahon you saw on SmackDown. No Shane, no Steph, no Triple H. So this whole talk of all four of them have got to be there all four of them are going to be there on Raw, but as far as SmackDown, not so much. I think it sounds like what they're going to do is do a little rotation here. Yeah, this was Vince's week. After this, you may see Steph on there. Then you may see Shane on there. Then you may see Paul Lebescu on there. Right now, to say that Vince is the only one who cares about SmackDown, that's perfectly fine. If we get Vince McMahon on SmackDown every Tuesday, I am all for it. No problem there. Okay? No problem with that at all. I don't think anyone would complain about that. So we had that little opening segment. Becky Lynch comes out to the ring. Everyone's going nuts. I understand how popular the Becky Lynch character is. I totally get it. Okay? But there are some things that are starting to wear on me. Just a little bit. There are some things about the Becky Lynch character that are starting to wear on me. The biggest of them all is her constant pouting face. Always squinty eye and always puckering her lips. I'm a badass from Ireland. Always trying to look angry. Always trying to look like she's trying to curdle chowder. Does it constantly. She doesn't need to do that. Instead, do it in your voice. You're supposed to have a very powerful voice as a professional wrestler. Use that more often. And also show more in your eyes and not as much in your mouth. Just always. She's bitching about why, Ronda Rousey butted in and she wants a piece of Ronda Rousey. Then Charlotte comes out and tells her to get in line. But the segment itself was great and delivered some great one-liners. Becky says that the days of standing behind Charlotte were long gone, but Charlotte said that her days of looking up to her are then, now, and forever. Oh, that was good. That was a good exchange right there. But then Asuka comes out and she's all smiling and happy and waving her arms and everything. She grabs the microphone to say in broken English, I beat you. I beat you. I champion. Vince McMahon comes out and says, basically, like to say happy holidays to everybody. Congratulations to Asuka. Vince asks Becky, why are you so angry? Why are you making excuses for yourself? And same with you, Charlotte. Vince says that you were in a TLC match and anything goes, and Rousey got involved. And Ronda said that she would write the next chapter in their careers. Well, Vince told him, get over it. You got a problem, take that out on Rousey. So instead, what we get is Vince just asks Asuka, hey, would you like to defend your title tonight? Oh, okay. Is anyone ready for Asuka? Out comes Naomi. Okie doke. Let's have a match. So, here we go. Naomi and Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. It was a very good start to the show. Very good segment to start out the show. No problem with that. It shows just, how Charlotte and Becky, they're too busy bitching about everything. And Vince telling them, hey, you going to bitch about it or are you going to do something about it? Asuka makes you think dirty thoughts, David, because she has the pictures to prove it. Pretty decent match between the two women, and Asuka going over clean on Naomi. No qualms with that. Backstage, well, they are facts, CJ. They are absolute facts, okay? Backstage, The Miz knocking on the door of the McMahon family dressing room where, again, only one member of the McMahon family is in there. This is a fantastic, fantastic segment showing you just how great The Miz is and how great Vince McMahon is also. And they're both just feeding off each other so well. Vince opens it asking him what kind of knock it was. Was that a little boy knock? Was it a teenage knock? No, it was a manly knock. Oh, it was a manly knock. Oh, okay. What do you want? Miz asks if Shane is around, and Vince says, I'm sorry, Shane can't come out and play. Miz says that they've been having some trust issues, but Vince says, well, of all people, you should know the Miz. But Vince, of all people, should know the Miz is always there. He gets carried away sometimes and thinks if he and Shane could team together, they could be the best tag team in the world. Vince asks, what do you want me to do about it? Miz says that he is a worthy partner for his son, and he's just asking for his blessing. Which leads Vince to just go, blessing? I've never given a blessing in my life. What are you talking about, a blessing? What are you talking about? You're a partner. You want to be his partner. He tells the Miz, well, I don't believe in blessings, but you can prove yourself. I'll come up with a team to face you, and I will find your partner. Okay, and we'll see how good you really are. Vince says he's found, well, I found a partner for you. I found him right now. And just shuts the door in Miz's face. I mean, it's a great segment. Great, funny segment. Great. Women's match was nothing to write home about, says I believe we had Mr. Nemmer on this one. Mr. Roy? Yes, we did. That's right, asking for his blessing. Yeah. So we get backstage, Rusev and Lana talking about how Shinsuke Nakamura is a coward, always running away, and blah, 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 blah. When he gets his hand on him, he'll get the U.S. title. Jeff Hardy comes out to the ring. Samoa Joe wanted to apologize. Samoa Joe comes out and gives the usual half-hearted apology. And then Jeff Hardy says that Joe attacks people's weaknesses to hide your insecurities. Is that the fact that he's been here for 2 years and hadn't won a championship? Joe goes to attack Jeff, but Jeff Hardy lands a twist of fate. So there you go. Pretty good segment between the two, though is very, I'll be honest, kind of long-winded. We do need to talk, though, about that Rusev segment. How he's just ad-libbing in his segments, and how they are just funny as all hell. Where he goes, I'm handsome, I'm a hunk, I have big biceps, I'm a superstar, I'm an athlete, and I have a nice beard. You shave this beard and sell it on eBay to knit in sweaters for babies. He's fucking fantastic, okay? Just absolutely fantastic. The Miz ends up getting booked in a mixed tag match against R-Truth and Carmella, where his partner was Mandy Rose, who has the greatest entrance of all. And Corey Graves during Mandy Rose's matches, entrances, is just funny as all hell. I don't care what anyone says. You can go ahead and say that Corey Graves can be obnoxious at times, but my God, Mandy Rose and Corey Graves are just fantastic. Okay. R-Truth gets on the microphone when all of them are in there, and can't wait to have this match between The Miz and Maurice. We get our 7-second dance break, whatnot. Mandy gets in the ring. Carmella hits her with a super kick, and Carmella kicks Mandy out. In comes The Miz from behind. He nails R-Truth with skull-crushing finale, goes for the cover, and gets a 3. Yeah. I gotta tell you, I was more entertained by Corey Graves than anything else with this match during Mandy Rose's entrance, telling everyone to shut up and just take it in. After the match, Mandy Rose walking around in front of the desk, and Corey sitting way too close to Tom Phillips. And he's just going, oh my God, she looked at me. Did you see it? She looked at me. And Tom goes, stop sitting so close to me. What's wrong with you? By the way, R-Truth and Carmella, after winning the mixed match challenge on the TLC pay-per-view, they will be coming in at number 30 in their respective Royal Rumbles. Bet on R-Truth coming out during the Women's Royal Rumble and trying to enter the ring. Seriously, just bet on it. Just bet on it, okay? Usos come out and say even though they didn't win the titles, they will always run SmackDown Live. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. You don't have any championships, so you don't run jack or crap. TLC, they didn't win the titles because they didn't get pinned, so they called out the bar, but instead Luke Gallows and Anderson come out. They talk about how week after week after week it's the Usos, the New Day, the Bar. The Usos, the New Day, the Bar. Okay, now you know what? Since everyone had Seth Rollins be their vessel, Gallows and Anderson became they were the vessel for me. Okay, this was the number thing I had been bitching about with SmackDown, was Usos New Day Bar throughout the entire thing. So it led up to this. And of course, Gallows and Anderson have been taking time off to be with their families. They went on cruises. Hell, Anderson's wife gave birth to their fourth child. You know, I totally get why they took time off. Okay. 4 months they've been on the sidelines, no more, even though they did appear on the Survivor Series pay-per-view, but that's really the only other time that they've shown up. Usos say that the two of them have a match. The two teams have a match, okay? While that match is going on, the Bar end up coming out, kind of distracting them a little bit, but then out of nowhere, Sanity comes in and just starts beating the crap out of everybody. It don't matter. They're beating up the Usos. They're beating up Anderson and Gallows. They don't care. They're just beating everyone up. Fantastic stuff. Exactly what I was wanting to hope for and see out of Sanity is just them coming out and beating the crap out of people and no promos or anything. Just doing it for the sake of doing it. And then after Sanity beats people up, they start walking up the ramp. The Bar's looking at them like, oh, okay, you guys go and do your thing. Then the Bar run over to the ring. They beat them up some more, and then they get their music called up. Finally, got some clarity in the SmackDown roster for tag teams. Finally. This felt great. This right here felt great to me. Okay. Was it great? Yes, it was a very good tag match. In a great way to reintroduce Gallows, Anderson, and Sanity. It was great. Nakamura's backstage, this time giving his reply to Rusev. Nakamura says that Rusev isn't a title contender. He's a total diva, because they showed clips of him on the Total Divas show. So, yeah. It's announced that Shane McMahon is going to be a guest on next week's Miz TV. And it was also announced that Rusev would be facing Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title, and Jeff Hardy would be facing Samoa Joe. So, there you go. Daniel Bryan is getting in the ring to talk some smack about how everyone just hates the earth before he teams up with Andrade Cien Almas. He's back too. Holy crap. Squaring off against AJ Styles and the newest member of the SmackDown roster, Mustafa Ali. Solely because, you got Lucha House Party on Raw. You get Mustafa Ali. And I get it that Daniel Bryan is now known as Captain Planet. I totally get that. Very, very fun tag match until I want to see if I can find, hopefully we don't get any nudie pictures coming up here. I don't like getting nudie pictures showing up on my Twitter because some people retweet stupid shit. Okay. I want to see if I can find for you guys the ending spot of the move that finished the Daniel Bryan tag match here. If I can go through all the gifts that TDE Wrestling does here. He does a ton of gifts. All right, here we go. We got the phenomenal forearm. Okay, here we go. So, this looked really, really bad. Okay, just check out Daniel Bryan's face after this 054 from Mustafa Ali. Ugh. I want to see if we can find an even better angle. Because I was on the Twitter and I was seeing a lot of slow-mo angles of this. Here we go. Yeah. Check out right, left knee to the face. Ugh. Oh boy. That looked. Yeah, Brian was way, way out of position for it. We can't really tell from that angle who's really at fault. I'm going to be honest. But right after this match was done, immediately the bullshit reports hitting the internet. Immediately hitting the internet. About how Daniel Bryan takes a brutal knee to the face and the people in the back aren't happy. Mustafa Ali could be cast back to 205. Blah, 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 blah. Don't believe it. I think everything's going to be okay. What's more is I'm even kind of looking at how Ali's leg, how he kind of braced his ankle here to take the brunt of the impact of the ground instead of the knee to Bryan's face. It still was pretty brutal. Yeah, Ali even asked Daniel if he was okay. Even from that pin, you can tell that he was asking if he was okay. But yeah, that's how it would end, with Ali pinning Bryan in that match. Internet exploded. Twitter exploded. Holy shit, Ali pinned Bryan. This is what we need. This is what we want. We want something fresh. Blah, 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 blah. You got what you wanted, but you never really asked for it. You never asked for who or whatever you wanted. Big thumbs up from Roy Nemmer. He really liked the show. Felt different from last week and in a good way. Hope they keep the momentum going into the next year. That's right, because the next 2 weeks of Raw and SmackDown are going to be pre-taped. Next week's Raw and SmackDown have already been taped. Spoilers are on Wrestleview.com if you are a jerk and want to check them out. I am a jerk. I've already checked them out. So there you go. You'll see a lot of people just replying to results, but not really seeing the matches themselves. So don't take people's opinions from the show for anything. You got to watch the show first. So there you go. What did I think of SmackDown Live? I thought it was pretty darn good. I'm going to find out the poll right now. 85% thumbs up on SmackDown Live. About the same as what it was last week. About the same, and I think it's only because last week it was because Becky Lynch came out on TV, and this week it was because of the main event. So there you go. Everyone still watches the show. I'm just as shocked as you, Andrew. So there you go. So that was the Red and the Blue show. Take a sip here. Do I take the next two? I'm going to hold off a little bit. I still have another 2 shots of tequila to take in, but I want to wait a little bit here, if you don't mind. Because I think I really want to take them in before I take predictions. Make my predictions. That'll make them much more entertaining, right? I'll make the right ones right. All right. News and shit. Last week, the USADA explained their test discrepancy listing for Brock Lesnar in an online public database. Brett Okamoto of ESPN featuring an article with comments from USADA addressing the recent test discrepancy involving Brock Lesnar. USADA acknowledged a technical glitch that led to inaccurate testing data appearing on the online database. Prior to the glitch, Lesnar was listed as being tested 6 times by USADA this past year. Well, that number mysteriously changed to 5 shortly after October. According to USADA, the original figure was flawed and the current number of 5 tests is now accurate. Jeff Nowitzki, the UFC's VP of Athlete Health and Performance, commented and didn't seem concerned about the glitch in the database. Lesnar, who is the current Universal Champion, re-entered the USADA testing pool this past summer after showing up at UFC 226 and confronted Daniel Cormier. Cormier had just defeated Stipe Miocic. Just a few weeks ago, UFC President Dana White described the potential of a fight between Lesnar and Cormier as an unknown, despite Cormier being asked again about a fight with Lesnar after his victory at 230 over Derek Lewis. So, yeah. Lesnar still being tested. Is he eligible? We're not sure. We're not sure. What are we supposed to take from all of this? Absolutely jack and squat. You are supposed to be thinking right now that Lesnar is still part of the WWE. He's the Universal Champion. That's all you should be thinking. Location for the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view is confirmed for next year. It should be in Cleveland, I believe. Yes, it is. It will be on March 10th at the Q in Cleveland. Who will be there? Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to make any predictions on that. Ring of Honor just signed independent star Luchasaurus for their Atlanta and Concord events in January. Concord, North Carolina? Why, of course, in Concord, North Carolina. That's where they're going. Where is it at? Cabarrus Arena. Good old Cabarrus Arena. Cabarrus Arena in Concord, North Carolina is the same arena that the TNA would book. And this arena is part of a county fairgrounds where they would do horse shows. It's like an indoor horse track. And what they'll do is they'll seal off half of it to have the show. It's a very interesting venue. Could they draw there? I don't know. Not really. If they were really wanting to, if Ring of Honor was really wanting to hit the area, Concord is way too outside of Charlotte. Concord is actually kind of what Rosemont is to Chicago, except it depends on where you go within the confines of that Concord, how far away you are from Charlotte. They should have stayed in Charlotte, taken the hit with whatever building they would have leased. Grady Cole Center, where New Japan is going to be going in February, would have been a great location. They couldn't afford the Bojangles Arena on Independence Boulevard. That was also known as the old, that's where the Charlotte Checkers have played. That's where a lot of old NWA, WCW events have taken place. They probably couldn't afford that. So, I don't know. I don't agree with their venue, but I understand why they're wanting to go to the area, but they're not going to get the grab they would think of with a Charlotte show. What's a Luchasaurus? I don't know, but there's the picture of the Luchasaurus right there. So there you go. It beats me. You've got an internet right now. Check it out. See what it says. Injury updates on Braun Strowman's status. Right now it says that he underwent surgery to remove the bone spurs. He showed up at TLC, but didn't really do anything. Sin Cara has been also working inside the ring at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando. He's been out of action since undergoing cleanup knee surgery in August. According to the same report, Sin Cara has been cleared to make a return to the ring. There's going to be a lot of updates about people returning to the ring, but one guy who's not returning to the ring is Nick Miller, one half of the tag team of the Mighty from NXT. Apparently, so it was reported, I think it was last Thursday, that he was released from NXT, people wondering why, and of course everyone immediately thinking the negative. Well, there are several media outlets reporting that the actual reason for Miller's release was to return home to Australia due to his wife giving birth and to spend more time with his family. He even posted a picture of his newborn kid. Yeah, he's happy. More power to him. Also, Johnny Gargano of NXT fame made the announcement on his Twitter on Saturday that he'll be appearing at Evolve wrestling events coming up next month in January. So that's more interesting stuff as we're seeing the cross-promoting of WWE with, Evolve, Progress, Those are the two big ones that come to mind of who they're cross-promoting with. For anyone to ever say that the WWE is destroying independent wrestling, shut up. No. Shut up. John Cena on his roll going forward with the WWE. My time is up. Someone else's time is now. Sports Illustrated is featuring an interview with John Cena where he talked about his contributions to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and being awarded the 2018 Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legacy Award earlier this week. Cena talked about many of these kids attending live events and being quite upset when he lost a match at a live event that he would be involved with. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Cena also described that how he is definitely in the twilight of his wrestling career and how he is more than willing to help the next big star. He says, quote, "It's a giant relay race, and I'm in the phase where I'm handing the stick off. My time is up, and someone else's time is now." So there you go. Indie wrestling destroys indie wrestling, says CJ. You are absolutely right, my friend. And finally, hey, we got to bring up some news that we made on Wrestleview, and not just us, but you guys. You guys in the chat room, you all listening right now. Last Saturday was our annual Crimbus Craptacular podcast, where we all sit around, act stupid, drink copious amounts of alcohol, shoot the shit about everything from wrestling to life in general. And you all helped us raise well over $1,100 for Camp Promise. That nearly triples the greatest amount that we've ever done for our Crimbus specials. Thank you so much to everyone who took part in this. One big special shout out goes to Mr. Kenco12, is what he's known as in the chats. I believe it's Stephen Parsons, I think. I'm not sure. Mr. Kenco12 donated $200 to this. And for his generosity, he will be co-hosting alongside me for an episode of Wrestleview Weekly. And it will be specifically for the go-home episode to the Royal Rumble. I do this because, quite frankly, I'm a Royal Rumble junkie. And I believe we should reward this fine gentleman for everything that he's given to Camp Promise. And also, I want to hold him responsible for my liver. So, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have him make the picks. It's me that's going to be doing the tequila. But also just going to be shooting the shit back and forth about everything that's really happening with wrestling. And it's always good to have different opinions on here. I will be looking in the next year to get Mr. and Mrs. Tedesco on here sometime. Love to try to get others, like maybe even Dave Stevens on here. Former Raw reviewer. You know, he's been away from the wrestling, and I love to kind of pick his brain about what he's been doing and kind of what compels him to pop in every once in a while. And if I tug on his beard just hard enough, I'll try to get Hunter Golden on here, because I know that's the one. That's the one to get on. But we'll see. I know if I brought him on, he'd want to talk spring training baseball. So we'll see. But those are the people that are going to be in the coming weeks, going into the new year, bringing in some voices onto this show, just to bounce off, just kind of pick some brains, get some different opinions, because you guys have been hearing mine for the entire year, and I've been reading yours for the entire year. We need to get some other opinions and be open-minded here, I should talk video games, breh, says CJ. I don't play the video games as much, but what I do is the Magic. I do the Magic Gathering stuff, but I don't want to talk about that, because quite frankly, that'll put everyone to sleep, and that'll make everyone immediately click away. So no, we are not doing that. I'm so sorry. Meh. That's the news, most of the news, but now let's talk about some injury news. Even though there was a little bit of injury news right there, here's something I hope you'll really like. So both Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens had coming soon vignettes airing on Monday Night Raw saying they're both coming back soon. Again, 2 rotator cuffs gone from underwent surgery with the Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens had 2 knees worked on because his third was okay. So the 2 of them are slated to come back. They weren't slated to come back until WrestleMania. Hey, okay. We also got the word that Sin Cara was good too. So we got a lot of people being cleared up on this injury list here. We're just going to run down it right now. Jason Jordan underwent another surgery on his neck. We have no idea when he's going to be back. It's been nearly a calendar year since he's been gone. Sami Zayn, he's coming back soon. We just got word from that. Fandango, torn labrum. He should be coming back in time for the Royal Rumble. Goldust, cleanup surgery on both knees. I think he's just enjoying life. We're probably not going to see him anytime soon. Sin Cara, cleanup surgery on his knee. Cleared to go. Not sure when he'll be coming back. Be very soon, though, especially with Mustafa Ali coming in. Almas is back on television. Good to get some Fast and Furious stuff going on the SmackDown. Will Team Yup side with UE when they hit the main roster? We'll see. We'll see what happens here. I mean, I've got some thoughts on Zayn and Owens, but we'll see what happens there. Eric Rowan, torn bicep. He'll be back in February alongside his partner Harper, who had wrist surgery. We're not sure when he's going to be back, but I'm anticipating both of them to be good in time for Fastlane in March. Kevin Owens, cleanup surgery on both knees. He'll be back soon, they say. Braun Strowman is a go. Cleanup surgery successful. Made his appearance at TLC. He is a go for Royal Rumble against Brock Lesnar. Ty Dillinger, wrist surgery. Not sure when that guy is coming back, but don't worry. There's plenty of people to take his place. It's not like we miss him anyway. And finally, Roman Reigns, leukemia diagnosis. It's been since October the 22nd since he's announced it. So we're hoping for that battle to end. How soon is up to the doctors. But right now, we're just more concerned about his health than anything else. We don't really need to bum rush him going into the ring. So, those are the people that are hurt or that are feeling better. Yeah, a lot of them are leaving the injury list. But, as always, what about the people that are completely healthy? What about those that, there's nothing wrong with them at all? They just aren't on TV. And they haven't been on TV for, say, 3 weeks. What do you do? Well, they go on what is known as the WWE Milk Carton. This is a list of performers who are completely healthy that have not been on WWE television, Raw, SmackDown, or a WWE pay-per-view. This does not count superstars or any other form like a house show or NXT. No, it has to be major WWE programming because that's where it matters, people. Sure does. So last week, the milk carton doubled in size. Tons of people jumped on the milk carton, and after last Raw and last SmackDown, they quickly went away. But some of them stay put, but a lot of new ones got. A lot of new people are on the milk carton, and some are a little shocking, some are not shocking at all. Like the Iconics. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. We haven't seen them since they had the little women's battle royal on November 27th to determine a number 1 contender for the SmackDown women's title. Why haven't we seen them in 3 weeks? If I want to make any guesses, rewind back to the Go Home episode for SmackDown going into Survivor Series and watch their reactions to Charlotte being chosen by Becky Lynch to be the one. going against Ronda Rousey. If you see their reactions, this might be a comeuppance of why they aren't really on TV that much. Yeah. So that's one. Well, there's our good old criminal we know and love. Asshole that abducts people into the night, dancing behind him, and then we don't see him for 4 months. Shifty says he thinks the Iconics went home for a bit. Well, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. They may be taking a little break, and that's fine. But they're on the milk carton. They haven't been on for 3 weeks. Like No Way Jose, who hasn't been on TV since November the 26th, since he had a random match against Jinder Mahal. Haven't seen him since. Why do we need to see him? I don't know. We got to plug him somehow. He's going to show up on the Royal Rumble, right? He's got to be on the Royal Rumble. Oh, that's a game to play. Who won't show up at the Royal Rumble? Good question. I got to try that sometime. But No Way Jose. No. No Way Jose has not been on the show for 3 weeks. This is 4th appearance on the milk carton. 4th time. Jeez, man, what's wrong with your job? Kurt Hawkins, poor guy. November 26th was the last time that he was on TV, only because he was on ringside during an Alicia Fox Ember Moon match to introduce him as the new partner for Ember Moon in the Mixed Match Challenge, who originally the team was to be Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman. We went from Braun Strowman, Alexa Bliss, the team of those two in the Mixed Match Challenge, to Ember Moon and Kurt Hawkins. Ugh, really bad. But he's playing toys with Zack Ryder. Bork Laser. We have not seen him since Survivor Series, November 18th. We're sure to see him sometime here before Royal Rumble, so no worries. It's been a month since he's been on TV, but he'll show up. No problem. No worries. These guys I'm worried about, though. We had a fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match on Raw for the tag team titles. We had the B Team, Lucha House Party, The Revival, and AOP. The one tag team that was missing from this was the Ascension. Now, what happened here? I gotta know what happened. Something happened here. We had Connor winning singles matches and then suddenly just flat out forgot about him. Was it just because the AOP got Drake Maverick and now we got to focus on them? This I do not understand. I really, really need to find out what in the world is going on with the Ascension. Okay? Not just because I freaking love their entrance music, but they're not a bad tag team. They don't do anything wrong. And it's not like there's nothing for them. There's plenty for them. They had stuff for them. I have no idea what's going on with the Ascension. And we need an investigative team to get on this. Someone. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Now, same thing could be said for SmackDown, but it doesn't shock us because Primo and Epico Cologne have not been on television since Survivor Series, November the 18th. However, they just had a segment on SmackDown where they had 5 tag teams on there practically, with the New Day advertising what they're doing for the holidays. You have the Bar with their titles, you have the Usos having a match with Gallows and Anderson, and you had Sanity making the run-in. Cologne's, they're kind of on the outskirts, but they're not as bad. They're in worse of a spot than the Ascension was. Ascension at least had a spot going. At least they had a program going. Cologne's have had nothing going on. They've only had like 2 appearances on WWE programming since the greatest Royal Rumble. You get that? They've only been on television twice. Primo Cologne has only been on television twice since the greatest Royal Rumble. Seriously. Actually 3. No, I'm sorry, 3. They've had 3 appearances on television almost this entire calendar year. This does not shock me. This is an act I see leaving soon and could go definitely into coaching, going into being agents, you know. Coaching is what I'm really looking at. Especially they took part in the South American tour, but I don't really see a future for them coming up. I don't think they'll survive the spring cleaning. I don't wish that on them. I really hope they stay. I want them to be a part of the show, but no, it's looking like they're going to be leaving soon. Same with Aiden English, who we have not seen since October the 23rd, since he got squashed by Rusev. It's been nearly 2 months since we've seen him. I don't know if they've got anything for him. They could ship him right back to NXT, and that's fine. Shifty says they were supposedly close to being cut or leaving. Then the hurricane happened. Probably a Dana Brooks sympathy situation where they kept him around. I don't know about that. Aiden English, though, he's dead to water unless they ship him to NXT. Shelton Benjamin's having too much fun on the Twitter, poking fun at Mia Yim to really give a damn about anything else. He hasn't been on TV since October the 9th, since he had a match against AJ Styles on SmackDown. So, don't know what he's doing, but he certainly is vocal on the Twitter. Matt Hardy is retired. He has finished all of his tour dates. Don't know what's really going on here, other than we have not gotten a confirmation that he has been retired. I mean, he's done other stuff. He's done a weird, wacky-ass Halloween special. But other than that, nothing else. Don't understand why. Don't understand why they haven't done anything with this guy. The reason I'm kind of talking and stalling for stuff here is because I'm trying to bring up something for you regarding our next person on the milk carton. It's a guy that's not retired. That was his tag team partner, and that's Bray Wyatt. This is interesting to talk about, okay? Because his Twitter account has been very, very active. But last week, all of his previous tweets were deleted. The only tweet that's on there before his deletion is one from March the 21st of 2013, where someone's doing a screenshot of a video game of Jericho going up against Bray Wyatt in an NXT ring, it looks like. But Bray Wyatt's Twitter activity is very, very intriguing. And thought I'd bring that up with you right now if I can get rid of Bray on the screen. This all started December 13th, last Thursday. With this tweet, I am yesterday, the dawn, the present, and tomorrow, the future. I organize the rebirth of souls of all nature and her mysteries. That is an excerpt from the Book of the Dead. But then we get to Monday's tweeting. This was happening while Raw was happening, about 9:30-ish. I'm not a god. I never was. I'm sorry I said it, and I was wrong. I know the true God now and all his power. I feel that I am forgiven for all the wickedness I am caused. My soul is clean now. My mind is clear. I see what I did wrong, what was done to me, and they took it all. I have so many things to fix. I realized that I was sick. My mind doesn't work like other people's. It gets lost and attached to ideals that are unrealistic and poisonous. My next journey will be to find my true calling. This is goodbye. Hi, Jason. Howdy, 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 Jason. To all that have loved and supported us, we say thank you and ask that you have faith in us. I was put on this earth to fix it, to change it, and I will not die until this is so. Goodbye, my brothers and sisters. The journey is far from over. And this was his pinned tweet from the 8th. Today I am someone different. Today I have finally become who I really am. And if you kind of see, this is his profile picture now, an upside down 1950s, white male. You would think after seeing this that, you know, he's maybe done. It almost sounds like he's born again or something like that. Well, you would think that until you would look on WWE's website and look at their news and actually see, if we scroll down here, all the way down, further down, around the Raw side, because is this a work by Bray Wyatt? Yeah, absolutely. It's a work. Yeah, Bray Wyatt says goodbye as he searches for his true calling. Yeah. So, yes, this is all a work. Who knows what he's doing? Go and be a troll all you want. Sorry, Jason, I'm not on the Twitch anymore. I switched over to the YouTubes because the digs are so much more spacious. The servers are so much better. That's what I'm doing now. By the way, if you have not done so, subscribe to the Wrestleview channel here on YouTube. Let us know we're doing a good job. Just to give you a heads up. But we're in the middle of the milk carton. Bray Wyatt doing cryptic tweets. Who knows when he's going to be back? I have done a double lock on him returning at the Royal Rumble. Hey! We're not done with the milk carton just yet. Because we forgot to show this fuck. Mojo Rawley has not been seen on television since August the 13th. Since he had a six-man tag alongside AOP versus Bobby Roode and Titus Worldwide. Yeah. Just, yeah. He's on the Twitter. He's kind of busy on the Twitter doing stuff. So he's healthy. We don't know what's going on. No idea at all. And finally, Zack Ryder playing with toys with Kurt Hawkins. Just retire, Zack. Just put the word out there. Just retire at WrestleMania. Seriously, just retire at WrestleMania. And I wanted to flip through here because there was one that we missed that I skipped through. I guess not. But he's not on here, but I'll go and mention him anyway. Though I don't really think it's that important. And that's Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil hasn't been on television since October the 22nd, since he did a fundraising segment on Raw for the Susan B. Komen Foundation, where, let's be honest, Titus O'Neil is too busy saving the planet. So he's got better things to do than being on wrestling. He's too busy building affordable housing or giving underfinanced children free private school. Okay? He's too busy saving the planet. So I think we're fine if Titus does that more than he does anything in the ring. So, that being said, man, so much stuff. So many people on the milk carton that have changed, and a lot of news regarding the people on the milk carton. But the biggest news of the week was the call-ups from NXT coming to the WWE main roster. Before we get into this segment, it is now time for me to take my other 2 shots of tequila that for getting my double lock wrong of from TLC. I predicted that the Rey Mysterio Randy Orton chairs match would last longer than the Ruby Riott Natalya tables match. It did not by about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So, that being said, it's time to take my medicine. I'm so glad I've been drinking Bailey's and coffee because I'm kind of needing the caffeine right now, and I'll make sure to drink a lot of water before I go to bed tomorrow. Tonight, I mean, dear Lord, it's already getting there. So, all right. Why are we taking shots? I already told you why we're taking shots. We may be taking shots for next week's show, depending on what happens here on these picks that I'm about to say. So, here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. That went down a little easier. That went down a little easier. Oh. Yes, I see you all are poking fun at the pictures of everyone on there, including the one of Jason Bateman, or EC3, however you want to call it. So, here's what we got. The new crop of NXT call-ups. Coming to the main roster, Lars Sullivan, Lacey Evans, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, and EC3. Do you guys understand how many call-ups from NXT has happened this year for the WWE? A lot. On the SmackDown side, we had the Iconics and Andrade Cien Almas. Over on Raw, we had AOP, was a big one. No Way Jose, I believe, was also called up. Oh, there was another one. Help me out, guys. Drew McIntyre. Those were the call-ups. Nikki Cross made a cameo appearance for SmackDown, but now she's going to be an official part of the main roster. So you had those 5 acts that were called up during the post WrestleMania Raws and SmackDown. Man, I think Ember Moon was called up in that time too. 6 acts. So we're doing another 6 acts. It really seems like the roster is getting really big. It's getting really congested. But when you look at it right now from the injury standpoint, right now there are 10 performers that are injured between both rosters of Raw and SmackDown. These are rosters, and I'm not when I talk about performers, I'm not talking about the announcers. I'm talking about in-ring performers. And I'm also talking about in-ring performers that you would consider full-time or are on major television on a consistent basis. I'm even counting Brock Lesnar in this. I'm not counting John Cena. I'm not counting Undertaker. I'm not even counting the Bellas. I'm not counting Chris Jericho, even though they're all on the roster. On the Raw roster are 59 performers. On SmackDown, 45. So we have 104 performers between both rosters. 10 of them injured. That gives us 94 active members of rosters. In due time, that's going to climb back to 100. What I am fearing right now, and CJ, you're talking about it right there. I am fearing a spring cleaning. We've seen spring cleanings in the past. Massive spring cleanings. Will something like that happen this time around? I'm not sure, because spring cleanings could mean upwards of 6 to 8 performers. I really don't see that this time around. I maybe see only 2 or 3. And the people that they've brought from NXT in the past 2 years, including this crop that's going to be coming in right now, all look to be ready to go. They don't look to be floundering acts at all, okay? In fact, I consider every act that's come from NXT not to flounder, except for maybe Mojo Rawley. That's the exception. Aiden English is one that I believe would actually be demoted and put back to NXT. I mean, that's the last thing I want to see, are people being released from the main roster, instead sent to NXT. Just because they can do much better for the company, staying within the company and acting as coaches within their rosters. So, it's time to do this. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. 5 acts going from NXT to the WWE main roster. I'm going to predict what shows they're going to be on. Each one of these picks are a lock. Will this all happen at the same time? Will this happen spaced out? I hope this happens spaced out. Because, dear Lord, I don't want to take 5 shots in one show. Ugh. All right, so let's get on with this. First off is Lars Sullivan. He has been touted for the past month that he is coming. He's coming soon. Or he's lurking. Oh, he's lurking. Oh, he's in that chain link fence. He's lurking. Questions about how to describe him. To me, he is monster. Just monster heel. Chew him up, spit him out, monster heel. Like Braun Strowman. Just like Braun Strowman. Like Braun Strowman. However, that doesn't mean that you put him on the same show as Braun Strowman. He is made for SmackDown. Custom built for SmackDown. I send Lars Sullivan to SmackDown in a heartbeat. You can feed him critters for a year. Feed him little dudes that, the local talent that you want to. You've got Sin Cara over there. I'm going to look over the SmackDown roster of the people that I want to feed him. Okay? I'll feed him Sin Cara. I'm feeding him Ty Dillinger. I will feed him, God, look down the list here. God, him and Rey Mysterio would make a fantastic match. I'll have him go against everyone in the New Day. Everyone in the New Day. Go against him. Who else? R-Truth will have some fun with him. This all leading up to bigger matches down the road against a Rusev. If you watched Lars Sullivan's match against... Oh, God. That's a picture. That right there is a picture right there. Look at that guy. Oh, I can't wait for this guy. God, look at that. That's the stuff of nightmares. If you saw his match 2 weeks ago against Keith Lee, he is fantastic with anyone in the ring, regardless of size. Him and Rusev will put on some fantastic matches. Be so much fun. And then imagine doing crossover stuff with Raw. Put him in the Royal Rumble. Oh, him and Braun. Oh, no. Him just staring down every big man that comes in. Oh, it's going to be some fun stuff. I don't see him as a major champion, though, because I see them building him just like they built Braun Strowman. Understand, this Braun Strowman that we have right now is a 2-year build to what we got right now. It took 9 months to solidify the Braun Strowman character. The Lars Sullivan character may take a lot longer than that. But it all depends on who you feed to him. I put him on SmackDown, number 1. He's locked to go to SmackDown. Where's my pen? Give me my pen. SD. I'm not projecting what titles he's going to win. I'm not going to project anything else. All I can tell you is that he's going to be fed. The man is going to be fed. There we go. Much lighter on the eyes. Lacey Evans. Coming out of South Carolina. Former Marine. I love this character. Absolutely love it. Okay? This is not just some athletic, near 6 foot tall, gorgeous woman like Charlotte coming in. Okay? Lacey Evans has got a character that she has cultivated and built for the past 2.5 years. Okay? The upper class Southern woman, all about class and sophistication, pinky out with the teacup, doilies everywhere, gloves on the hands, concerned about her poise and looking dignified. And what I love most about this character is, yes, the picture alongside of her, yes, she's a former Marine, and yes, her garb that she wears looks like a pinup model from the 50s to make you think that she's military-esque, but that's not the crux of the character. The crux of the character is not military. The crux of her character is arrogant, snobbish, the kind of woman that you will never ever have. Even if you have the money and the looks, you will never have her. This is a fantastic character one that is sorely missed in the WWE right now. CJ saying she's a wasp. Absolutely. Okay. And God, just look, and she's got a physique. Okay. She's built. All right. So where do you put her? What show do you put her on? If I'm bringing her into a show, first off, am I making her face or a heel? That's the number one question. Because when we had Bobby Roode debut on the main roster, he was debuted as a babyface. Out of nowhere. Just because everyone loved his theme song. Well, no one, Lacey Evans doesn't have a theme song. She's not a shifty saying, so that's the gimmick. She thought that she was just an old-fashioned bugle boy military chick. Absolutely not shifty. Check out her Twitter page. Check out the stuff she's been doing on NXT. She is fantastic as the arrogant, snobbish, high society southern chick that you will never touch. Okay. So if we bring her in, first off, is she a face or a heel? It depends on what they're going to concentrate on. Are they going to concentrate on that bugle boy 1940s-esque military chick? Or are they going to focus on the snobbish southern genteel that's been cultivated by her for the past 2.5 years? I would like to think they stick with the heel. And if they stuck with the heel, there's only one place they can take her and send her to further confirm the kind of character that she is and confirm that she's a heel. And that's Raw. Send Lacey to Raw. Why would you send her to Raw? There's plenty of babyface chicks to feed to her. Tons. How does Lacey Evans versus Bayley sound? Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks. Lacey Evans versus Natalya. There's tons of it. Take your pick. Take your pick. Ember Moon. Her against Ember Moon would be a great match. And even as you went further down the line, you could turn her into a fabulous babyface, a fabulous patriotic babyface. Easily a patriotic babyface, but you keep her away from Ronda Rousey. Not unless you're going to make this babyface and you're going to make it an honor fest. But you keep her away from Ronda Rousey. Okay? This is a character you could build your women's division around. I'm talking the character. I am not talking about just the moves she does in the ring. However, the finisher she has, the women's right, where it's just a straight up right hand to the face, a la Big Show's knockout punch, is fantastic. Great name, great delivery, great everything. Yeah, CJ saying Rousey and Evans are literally polar opposites character-wise. They are. They absolutely are. But I want to say, Lacey Evans, I see going to Raw. She is a fantastic fit, and this is a character, again, that is sorely missed on all women's rosters. That arrogant, snobby chick. No one has it. So, that's where I'm sending her. Heavy Machinery. Another act that I was looking at 2 or 3 months ago to make it to the main roster. These guys are fun. This is a fun act. 2 big guys that lose all the time. Okay? Not a monster tag team. Not another AOP. Not an Ascension like from 4 or 5 years ago. But this is a fun tag team to watch. Okay? Really fun stuff. Dozer, Otis Dozovic, he's a machine. Like the damn tag team name. He is so fast in the ring for a guy that size. He's a bowling ball. He's a fucking bowling ball, okay? Tucker Knight, God bless his soul. How long has he been in NXT and how many character changes has he gone through to try to find a fit? You know, he tried out something doing solo. Then he started with Sanity and didn't survive but 2 or 3 weeks until he was booted out. And then came Killian Dane. So Tucker Knight, bless his soul. All that hard work, he's got it. He's made it. And you got this team that's going to be a very, very fun act. Okay? They're fun. They're an incredibly fun tag team. So, here's the hard part. Where do you send them? If I send them to Raw, then they are just going to be looking like two big guys smacking up against AOP, and I can't have that. I got to have, physically, they have to be different from everyone else that's in the ring with them. Do I send them to SmackDown? SmackDown seems incredibly congested right now. The Bar, Usos, Gallows, Anderson, Sanity. I've got the Hammer Brothers coming back over in Fastlane. SmackDown is incredibly congested. Over on Raw, I've got Gable and Rude that are champs. They're going against the Revival. I've got AOP over there, the B team. Lucha House Party to throw around. Revival. Shifty saying Raw needs more tag teams. There are too many now on SmackDown. Jason saying send a SmackDown tag team to Raw to switch off. I can totally see that, Jason. I can totally see sending Heavy Machinery to SmackDown and then shifting someone from SmackDown to Raw. Who I would shift, though, that's the bigger question as well. Let's go ahead and just do this, okay? We can't... All right. Heavy Machinery's going to SmackDown. All right. I'm taking them to SmackDown. Just because of their physique alone and their looks. Okay, just the look they have, I'm sending them to SmackDown because they'll be completely different from everyone else that's there. No brainer. Okay? But then, just hypothetically, who am I sending from SmackDown to Raw? Jason's saying the Usos. I should send the Usos. Good Brothers to Raw and finally get formed. Club Balor. God. Ugh. Are we still on that kick? Are we still on this fucking Good Brothers Too Sweet kick? It's really an old act. It's really an old act. Who would I send over there? Usos don't sound bad. Usos doesn't sound bad. Yeah. Yeah, I would send Usos. I've got to send a capable tag team to Raw. I have to send a competent tag team to Raw. But I can't send a tag team to Raw that looks anything like the tag teams that I already have on Raw. You understand where I'm getting out here? I can't have a technical tag team like the Revival. I can't have a big man tag like the AOP. All right? I can't have that. I can't have a nerd team like the B team. I can't have the weird tag team like the Ascension. I can't send the New Day because they are right now, they're the faces of SmackDown. They're the faces of SmackDown. I can't send them. I can't send the Bar. I really, really don't feel like I can send the Bar. Usos I could send. Street knowledge, talking tough tag team. That's tough. That's not on Raw. That isn't on Raw. Gallows and Anderson are just, to me, they seem like old fart tag team. You know, they're old fart tag team. That's all I see them as. Hammer Brothers, I can't do that with AOP being over on Raw. So, for now, Heavy Machinery is going to SmackDown. If anyone's going to be shipped from SmackDown to Raw, I'm looking at the Usos. They differentiate themselves, and they could actually help build the tag team division over there on Raw. Nikki Cross, no-brainer, SmackDown. No-brainer. Do we really need to dwell on this? Sanity's on SmackDown. She's a member of Sanity. We don't need to dwell on this, do we? but she is definitely a much needed injection into SmackDown. All right. All of this Charlotte Becky nonsense and Asuka just smiling with the title. No. This is what we need to shake things up. That's what you need to shake things up. The wacky girl. The creepy chick. Asuka versus Nikki rematch for Mania? No, let's not go too far. Let's not go too far, okay? Let's not try to book WrestleMania on Asuka's title right now. We're just saying that Nikki is going to SmackDown. Which leads me to the wild card. EC3. Which I did not see coming at all. I thought this was way too soon. Way too soon. What are we painting this EC3 character as? What is this guy? When they show the promos of him, showing up, they have him undressing, showing us his ass with his tights. He wears his tights like his underwear. But he looks to be walking into a very nice and very clean apartment. If I'm to take anything away from what this character is, his music keeps saying that he's in the top 1%. So he's basically a rich kid. He is the new Alberto Del Rio. He's the new $1 Million Man. He is the new JBL. He is the rich guy. What Bobby Roode was supposed to be. Shifty saying dude looks like a Street Fighter character come to life. He really does. Okay. I mean, he's got the tan, the physique, the smile, everything. In fact, he's got a gold tooth in there now because he had it knocked out. This is a character, once again, that is solely missed in the WWE roster. The pompous one. The one that, has so much money he thinks he's better than everyone else, but also think he's genetically superior. He just thinks he's superior, period. He doesn't need anything else. He doesn't even need a title. He's just there, and everyone should just be jealous by him. Hey, Victoria, welcome to the chat room of this weird show. I've just finished my 4th shot of tequila. And you're just in time for me making my final prediction on where these NXT call-ups are going. EC3, again, is one that just snuck up on me. I have no idea. But I have a feeling by process of elimination and where we've sent the other 4 acts, I've got him going to Raw. I'm sending EC3 to Raw. So what am I doing with him on Raw? I'll send EC3 to Raw just to do some character building. Not to give him a title immediately, but just to ease him into the mid-card picture. Ease him in. I'm just going to throw stuff out there that may happen for him to inject himself into. If you wanted to form a stable with him, Rude and Gable, you could absolutely do that. He would fit right into a stable. If you wanted to build his mid-card type talent, okay, then you feed him the usuals. The Curtis Axel. I'm looking on my list right now here. I'll feed him Curtis Axel. I'll feed him Bo Dallas. Feed him Jinder Mahal. Who else do I need to feed to him? Let me see. I'm just even looking at. Excuse me here. I'm sorry, guys. Geez. That's who I'm feeding him. Just those. It's kind of tough. And what's more is, am I feeding him? Am I using this as a face or a heel? Am I using this as a face or a heel? Andrew asking, could I put him with Lacey? No, I can't. Lacey constantly talks about how she's a married woman and has a child, and That's kind of part of her character, too. She tweets that a lot. So, EC3 destroys No Way Jose? Absolutely he does. Yes, he does. That's a name I totally fucking missed because he's lost. He never shows up on TV. I am feeding this guy as a heel is the hard part. Okay? And I understand Raw needs faces, but they've got that in Seth Rollins. They've got that in Elias. They've got that in Finn Balor. It's up to them to carry the show. You cannot use your show right now to try to build up another babyface. One that is so brand new that you've got to concentrate all of your resources onto building that babyface instead of solidifying the ones that you have right now. You can't do that. I'm having EC3 come in as his own, build him up as that arrogant, snobbish, I've got more money than you, you are so underneath me, but it's not like Lacey Evans to where Lacey Evans completely emasculates you. It's more of EC3 going, again, his song says, I'm the top 1%. That's what he is. What would be my first major feud with him? Elias. That would be my very first feud. If it's not that, it could be Dolph Ziggler. But that sounds incredibly boring. I would not, actually, I take that back. I would not have Dolph Ziggler be his first major program. We have learned our lessons before about how Dolph Ziggler destroys careers and character development. Jason saying Jinder. Yeah, you know what, Jason? You got a point right there. You got a good one right there. Imagine EC3, I'm the top 1%, and Jinder coming out saying, well, I am the top everything from India. Can you imagine those two teaming up? Ooh. Now we're getting somewhere. That's a decent tag team right there. So I've got EC3 going to Raw. I've got this big guy, this hunk of man meat, going to Raw. I think he'll be a good fit. Him tagging alongside Jinder Mahal, that's a good team. And great for when the split happens. EC3 immediately becomes the babyface. Immediately. All right. So, just to review what we got. 5 acts going from NXT to the WWE. Each one of these are locks of where they're going. I pray these are spaced out. We've got Lars Sullivan going to SmackDown. God, that face. I fucking love that picture. We got Lacey Evans going to Raw. We got Heavy Machinery going to SmackDown with a potential team switching from SmackDown to Raw to take that place. We got Nikki Cross going to SmackDown. Complete no-brainer. And we got EC3 going to Raw. Man, that was some good booking from you guys. I really appreciate all of you sticking in the chat room with me there. CJ, Andrew, Ashley, Q, Jason, even Victoria agreeing with me a little bit on there. I appreciate you guys sticking with me in the chat room for this. It's awesome. And that's really gonna kind of do it. That's gonna kind of do it here for Wrestleview Weekly. That was a kind of a segment I really wanted to do, just kind of on the fly, just to see what you all would think. You know. Once again, happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope the fat guy with the beard and the red suit and the torturing of animals brings you all the shit that you wanted. If you don't believe in him, then whoever the hell gives you gifts, I hope that they believed in you enough to give you what the fuck you wanted. Ashley saying, please watch my empty arena match next week, Doug. The problem right now, Ashley, is because since I'm on YouTube, the Gestapo. This is the home of the Gestapo. Okay, it's really difficult for me to watch anything on YouTube right now. Brian asking, hey, Doug, how about my Browns? You know what's up with my Browns? We got 2 more games to win, and we need to have the Steelers to lose 2, and we need the Ravens to lose 2. That's what's going on with my Browns, but man, am I proud of them. God, it feels great to have a quarterback. After nearly over 20 years, we have finally got a quarterback. This is a great feeling. This is a fabulous feeling. Also, just so you guys know, next week, next Monday, Mike and Victoria, it's Christmas Eve next Monday, so no post Raw on that Monday. Will they be on to do a show the following Monday? I don't know. I think that's New Year's Eve. Maybe they'll pre-tape something just like how Monday Night Raw is pre-taping for the next 2 weeks of their shows. I don't know. But apart from that, you guys will find me on here Wednesday. I'm going to be here every Wednesday. I'll be here next Wednesday. Oh, spoiler, teaser, making you wait for next week's show. So, as many of you have been fans of Wrestleview Radio and know the history of Wrestleview, especially with me, with my shows, my former solo podcast of Reality from Ringside Radio or 3R, I am a Royal Rumble junkie. I am a Royal Rumble nerd. And so, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble next week. What does that mean, talk about the Royal Rumble? I'm talking about obscure trivia and stats involving every single performer on the WWE roster with regards to the Rumble, and also introducing you to the annual tradition that I have brought on Wrestleview.com that I've always had fun with everyone on the Facebook group, everyone who's been in the forums. This has been a tradition that's been going on since I have been with Wrestleview, and that is the WWE, the Fantasy Royal Rumble. The Fantasy Royal Rumble. I can't wait to bring this out for you guys, to explain it to all of you. You know how much fun it is if you've done it before. If not, you are in for a treat. This is a game. This is something you can do. It's just like fantasy football, but it's something you can do with your friends. Invite them all over for a party. Put $1 to $2 or $3 in the pot. Play the Fantasy Rumble and have a hell of a lot of fun watching the Royal Rumble. Okay? If you haven't done this before, I highly encourage you to watch the show next week. I'll explain it all on how to do the Fantasy Rumble and also do some stupid stats with you. But yeah, I figure it's a good show to end the year on, you know, especially after I've had 4 shots of tequila and I didn't make any stupid predictions. I think we did pretty good. I think I'm going to be in the clear. I just hope that all of those predictions don't come to fruition at the same time I'm making predictions for the Royal Rumble. I didn't think about that. I'm going to have a backlog of tequila shots if that happens. All right. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. I'm Doug Lackey. This has been Wrestleview Weekly. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hope you get all the shit that you asked for. And stay safe out there. Be nice to each other. Don't be a dick. It's the Christmases, okay? Don't be a jerk. Don't be a troll, okay? Be a good whatever the hell you are. Whatever the book says that you said you should be, just be that. If you don't read the book, that's awesome. Just do whatever your conscience says. I'm really just killing time because I wanted to make this a good 2 hours straight podcast. And I think I just did it. Guys, have a good night. See you next week.